this is a true life story of what happened to me. I was raped by my elder brother, the firstborn. I became a sex waste being. Like, I was still very small. My sister would call me inside. Omani, come, mo fẹ́ fi nǹkan hàn ẹ́." Then the next thing, she was always putting her hand in my bum bum. That thing affected me to the extent that all the boys in our compound, like all the boys in our compound, like I mean men in our compound, then they started calling me inside, and they will have their way. They will have their way with me, and I didn't know that it was not good. I saw my menstruation at around 9 years old. My dad now demanded for my menstruation pad.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Adura, AA Clown, as you know, and this is Talk to Adura. Hi, please, I need your support. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been stalking 6,000 subscribers for more than 2 years now, or 3 years. Kindly take it to 20,000 subscribers. I know you can do it. God bless you. As you're watching this video, subscribe and share and comment. I love you. Bye.
My name is Bamitale. Let me just keep it that way. And this is my story. Growing up, I didn't know, I do not have any idea of what virginity is called. I grew up in a face me, we grew up in a face me and face you house. And my mom was working in a company for all those Chinese people, and my dad was working in a radio, like he was a broadcaster. So I grew up. I didn't even know about Ekoile. They will say home training. I didn't know about home training because I'm the last born. I didn't know about home training. It was so terrible in a sense that I grew up seeing my dad beating my mom, and my dad joined these all these occultic group, all those Ogboni group. So anything he does passes. Like, my mom doesn't have a say, and he stopped my mom from continuing her education, which was like, it has become a stigma in my family, like with the female children. It has become a stigma. So while growing up, my growing up was very rough. I didn't know what virginity is being called. And my dad is always like sending my mom packing. He will send her packing away. And for I think I was 6 years old when she did her final packing away. So I didn't know, for you to know how little I was. So I became a sex waste being. Like, anytime they feel like they want to have sex, that is when they remember that this lady is there or this girl is there.
Who is that?
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to start mentioning name. I was raped by my elder brother, the firstborn. My
At what
sister,
age?
I was so little. I was 8. I was 7, 8, in between 7, 8. I was so little. So, and I remember what I used to say. So, I will now run. I will run to meet my mom because I need to mom share. I will run to meet my mom at her workplace. She works in Oshodi and we live in Mushin. I will trek all the way from Mushin to Oshodi. And I will be telling my mom, Anyo, there is cockroach in my bum bum. There is cockroach in my bum bum. So, and I will tell her that my brother, I will say it in Yoruba. Anyo wa ninu idi mi. That's what I will say. I say, kokoro wa ni. I didn't know what it is. I didn't even know have the definition of what it is to be
And then,
disvirgined.
how old was he then?
My brother should be 20 years or 21 years old as at then. What do you expect? A situation whereby my dad is being brutal and you're expecting a calm family? No, my brother
Who
was
was your blood
actually
brother?
brutal. Yes, our firstborn. He was actually brutal. Right now, it should be 40, because when I asked my mom of his age, it should be 40 or 41. I think 42. My brother was actually sleeping with me, And if I can remember, then I remember very well that I would go and meet my mom, and I would tell my mom that there is cockroach in my bum bum. It's actually as a result of, it was a forceful entrance, and it was actually as a result of that incident. So I felt, because ó máa ń dàbí pé aáyán, it was always paining me. So I was not like, aáyán wọnú ìdí mi. My mommy would just say, báwo láyán ṣe wọnú ìdí ẹ, báwo láyán ṣe wọnú ìdí ẹ, ṣé you understand? And I won't talk. I won't even tell her that this was it. Because I didn't have the idea that it was called rape. I didn't even have the idea that bóyá wọn kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. And my mom has left. She left our house. So along the line, she came back. But in 2011, she left finally.
Your
In
mom.
2011, she left. My mom, she left finally.
So you guys are
So
staying with your dad.
yes, we were staying with my dad, and my dad is a kind of person that he will go for 6 months, he won't come back. And mo ṣì ń mọ̀ràn lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn. So when I now realized that my dad is actually a very brutal man. He was always beating us at any convenience, especially me. Then ó dẹ̀ tún máa ń ṣépè. Tó bá ti jí láàárọ̀ báyìí, èpè ni. Tó bá ti jí láàárọ̀, ẹ mọ̀ pé kí abiyamọ jí kó sọ pé a jẹ́ kí n gbàdúrà fọ́mọ, èpè ni. It was always curse. So which made my okay, before my siblings, before all of them ran away, because we are four. Before all of them ran away, let me quickly tell you what happened. So I said my sister now joined. My sister will call me. I was still very small. My sister will call me inside. Ó máa ní, come, mo fẹ́ fi nǹkan hàn ẹ́. Then the next thing, she was always putting her hand in my bum bum. She was always molested. I just Ninu find out that along the line, Nino find out that it was molestation. So she was always sucking my breast. I didn't know. I didn't even have an idea of what it was. I never knew, because I was still small. I was the last born. I didn't have an idea. I think I made a mistake in that age. My brother should be around maybe 23 or
Okay.
24, because my sister, I want not to dàgbà.
Okay.
My sister should be around 19 or 20. No, she's above 19. I can't
Okay.
really, permit me or forgive
No
me
problem.
that
Let's
I
continue.
cannot remember their age. But mo rí wọn bí ẹni tó ti dàgbà, because me, I was
Eight.
still I was in between 7, 8. I was in between that age range. So
Okay.
nobody to they didn't teach me what a coile is. I didn't have an idea of what keeping yourself is. You understand? I do not have any mentality of that. I just grew up on my, like, kéèyàn kàn dàgbà pé kó kàn bára in a strange, wípé bó ṣe ń ṣe leléyìí. So it was when I found myself in another land in Ibadan, and I saw that, okay, bó ṣe ń ṣe leléyìí, let me also copy this person, let me also copy this person. Bí mo ṣe mọ̀ ọ́ nìyẹn. It's not that pé my mommy sat me down, it's not that pé my daddy sat me down and say báyìí 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 kò dáa, báyìí 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 ló dáa. Nobody sat me down. So
Okay.
for you to
Let's
know where
continue.
I'm coming from. So I was just a novice. I didn't know anything. So now ní ilé wa, ó náwọn woman kan, ìyá ìbejì ló máa ń pè wọ́n. Ìyá yẹn máa ń àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ máa ń waste. Waste yẹn ni èmi máa ń live on. Mo máa ń depend. Mo máa tẹ̀lé àwọn ọmọ. I'm always following those children to pick waste. What does waste mean? Paper. Then they will now go and scale it. They weigh. They will now go and weigh it. Then they will give them money. So that was what I was depending on, for you to know how serious it was. So my sister would call me inside and she would molest me. I didn't know. I didn't have an idea of what it was. I never had an idea. So along the line, that woman, I was picking paper for her. Then my sister now called me and say, Mabo, mo fẹ́ rán ẹ níṣẹ́. And me too, I followed, because I didn't know what it is, and I couldn't voice out that this is what is happening to me, because mi ò mọ̀ pé kò dáa. So my sister would call me and she would say, so she would kiss me, she would molest me, she would do all sorts of rubbish with me. So the woman was not like, kí ni ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ pè ẹ́ fún? And I said, pé wọ́n rán mi níṣẹ́ ni, wọ́n rán mi níṣẹ́ ni. Yeah, the woman was like, iṣẹ́ wo? I said, she said I should help her wash plates because that was what she said I should say. And after the molestation, she will give me 200 naira. So now that thing affected me to the extent that all the boys in our compound, like all the boys in our compound, like I mean men in our compound, like about 30, around 28, 29, 30. So they saw that this girl was always on her own. Then they started calling me inside, and they will have their way. They will have their way with me, and I didn't know that it was not good. I didn't know it was not good. I just felt like it
think
was
that
just a
is
random thing that my brother used to do to me. So it is a good thing. That's what I felt. That is exactly how I felt. So later, fast forward to when my mom now came. Yes, my mom came, and when she went to work, my mom leave house as at around 5 a.m., the same time as my dad. They live not together oh, they live separately because of my mom was working for a Chinese company, and a Chinese company, they I have never seen that person for you to come late. I like, except if the person does not want to work for them anymore. So my mom was working for the Chinese company, and my brother was, so I just saw that he came and he wanted to make way. For you to know that it was as serious as that. I saw my menstruation at around 9 years old. When I was nine,
Jesus.
yes, I saw my menstruation at around when I was 9 years old. Yes, I can vividly remember. My
Ha.
mom did not know. Yes, my mom did not know until I was 11 years old. When I was 11 years old was when my mom now came back. I think I was about to clock 11. So my mom now saw, sometimes I would do menstruation for 9 days, for 15 days. Yes, that's how I've been doing it. For 15 days, for 20 days. So there
Up
was
to
one,
now?
no, no, not up till now. So
Okay,
there was
continue.
one teacher in my compound. So that teacher, ó máa ń rí pé ara mi máa ń stain. For you to know that I was never taken care of, I do menstruation on my body, without pad, without anything, nobody to look after me, on my body.
Yeah.
So the teacher, it was that woman that now saw me and said, you've started menstruation? I said yes. How old are you? I said 9 years old. Ó how come, did your mommy know about it? I said no. So that woman kò dá sí mi, because my dad was a thug. Anybody that talked to his children, he would always fight with them. So that woman, I just saw that that woman stopped talking, stopped asking me question. So all of a sudden, I think when I was 10 or later, after some years, the woman now called me again and said òun fẹ́ béèrè pé báwo mo ṣe ń ṣe menstruation, pé because òun rí pé mo máa ń ṣe menstruation sí ara mi. And I said yes. And I said, your daddy does not know? I said, I don't know if he knows. So it was that woman that bought me my first pad. That was
Jesus.
after
After
some
2 years.
years. So yes, after some years. So because of the trouble my dad used to cause. My dad used to cause trouble. I can give you that our address. Go and ask of him, and ask of how he treated his children. Ask of how he treated his neighbors. You will hear stories, especially me. On my own case, you will hear story. So it was just like that. It was just like that. So my mom now came. So I used to remember that there was one lady, Alaba, Alaba is her name. So it was Alaba that was like giving me clothes for some years. Mania gbaṣọ, oya fi sí abẹ́, gbaṣọ, oya fi sábẹ́. So my mom now find out later. My mom was so shocked, and I was 11 years old. My mom was so shocked, and she now started asking questions. Okay, now let me I just remember that even despite the fact that I was menstruating at around 9, 10, my brother was still having his way with me. That was how
Even
serious it was.
whenever you're home,
Yes,
he sleeps with
yes,
you with
yes,
AJ.
yes.
Why is it so wicked?
Hmm.
And then it's not even an he's not even matured. He knows
He's
things.
not
He knows right and wrong.
he's not afraid. He's not I didn't even know what really went wrong. So later, and I saw that it is generic in the sense that my dad also did the same to his sisters.
Eh?
Before my Facebook was hacked, àbúrò wọn ó kọ sórí wall ẹ̀, because she later found out what my brother was doing to me. Ó wá kọ sórí wall ẹ̀ pé karma is real. So later
Jesus.
she just wrote karma is real. Then it was her
When was
daughter.
that? When was that?
She wrote karma is real on her Facebook page. That was before my Facebook page was hacked. That
Which
was
year
I
was
think
that?
that was 5 years ago. That
And
was
how old are
five
you now?
years. Yes. Okay, I'm 28. I'm 28 years old. So I don't know how they heard about it, because later my family had to, when I was 20, 21, when I was 19, 20, they heard about it. So I think in between that 19, 20, my daddy's younger brother was there when when I later spoke out, and he was one that now told the rest of the family. So she now said karma is real. That so it was the daughter that now wrote the full story on her page, that what a wicked uncle. You had the way with my mom. My mom, so she wrote that story. I read that story. So that was how I knew that my dad had a way with his sisters, because none of his siblings want to have anything to do with our family. None of his siblings. My mom saw that I was menstruating at around 11, and she was shocked. So she now called that Alaba. She was now asking Alaba question ní pé ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ tí ń menstruate, ó dẹ̀ sure pé kò lọlé ọkùnrin, ó dẹ̀ sure pé wọn ì tíì ní pé wọn ò bá sùn. So that Alaba was like, wọn ò bá sùn, ọ̀dọ̀ wa ló máa ń wà, and it is true, ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn Alaba yẹn mo máa ń wà, ọ̀dọ̀ wa ló máa ń wà, wọn ò bá sùn pé ó kọ̀. So and I remember that my mom woke me up in the middle of the night and was asking me question, kí n jọ̀ọ́, kí n jẹ́wọ́, ṣé anybody fọwọ́ kàn mí? That was how I knew that it was bad. So and I told her that my brother used to touch me now. So she was like, irú touch wo? Ọmọ ní wọ́n máa ń fi kinní wọn, wọ́n máa fi sí mi nídìí. My mom now shouted. She shouted,
Jesus.
she started crying. Then
Jesus.
she now went to wake up my brother. She now said, lágbájá, 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 nǹkan báyìí 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 ni ó sọ. Ó ní irọ́ ló ń pa. That's what my brother said. Irọ́ ni mò ń pa, that I'm lying, that is a lie, it never happened, kìnìkan kìnìkan. So my mom cried. My mom cried. I can never forget that day. And
And
me,
she would even regret, she would even regret to actually leave the house.
yes.
And then feel like, why did she take you along?
No, the thing is that she wanted to take me along, but my dad dared her. My dad, it is because you don't know my dad. My dad dared her that Baba Bida Komu dání. He was never responsible up till today. He has never been responsible. He has never he has never been responsible.
Okay,
So
let's
apart
continue
from
from
the
your side.
So apart from the fact that the guys in our compound had a way with me, a married man, I can never forget that one. That one molested me. He did not sleep with me. He molested me, was touching all of my private parts. A married man. So down to the part that I was now menstruating. My mom has left our place. So I was now menstruating, and what we used in our house was po. You know ike ọ̀dà la fi máa ń tọ̀ sí. We are living in a room and parlour, a room and parlour face me and slap you house. Den my dad now demanded for my menstruation pad,
Why?
and I said I don't know, I don't know. And dat time I was around 13, 14, so I don't know. I never had an idea. So he demanded for my menstruation pad and he said àwọn fẹ́ lò ó. I said kí lẹ fẹ́ fi ṣe? Wọ́n wá ní máa bọ̀, and he told me that before he can collect my menstruation pad I should come. So I went to the room. Then he now gave me one black thing. He gave me one like black thing. Wọ́n wá mix ẹ̀ mọ́, wọ́n mix ẹ̀, wọ́n kàn ní ó yá dàá mu. And me, I don't know anything. Èmi náà dẹ̀ dàá mu. That was the beginning of my trouble. So I saw myself in the middle of àwọn àgbà. I'm always seeing myself nínú kòkò irin tán máa dáná sí mi lábẹ́. Then in that, this one is not dream o. It is not a dream. It is how I saw it. So before I knew it, wọ́n ti fa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi wọnú ẹgbẹ́. My elder brother, the second born, wọ́n ti fà wọnú ẹgbẹ́. So I saw that my sister was tied. This one is not a dream. It is what I saw. It is just like pé wọ́n pe ẹlẹ́dàá èèyàn. While I was sleeping, I wasn't sleeping. I went to join them in the meeting. Then I would wọ́n máa chant. I don't know. I don't want to chant it because before I got saved, I know what my eyes saw. I went to different mountains. I did deliverance. I went to MFM to do deliverance. I went to different mountains to do deliverance before I was now finally saved. I don't know how. So he demanded for my wọ́n ṣáà fún mi ní kinní dúdú yẹn, and since when he demanded for my menstruation pad, my menstruation ceased for 5 years. I wasn't menstruating. Yes, I was not menstruating. And to cut the long story short, there was a time I was now vomiting a green substance. I was vomiting a green substance.
Rich?
What did you say?
Your dad, was he rich? Was he a rich man?
I think he exchanged our lives for fame, because he had, if I should mention his name and you post this video, 90% of your followers know this man. He is very, very popular.
Is your dad still alive?
Yes, he is. He is very, very popular. So I didn't see my menstruation for like 5 years, and my menstruation it ceased to the extent that wọ́n ti fẹ́ sọ mí dárọ́. I wasn't walking normal. Like mo ti ń kẹtan rìn, wọ́n ti fẹ́ sọ mí dárọ́. Then the next thing I did was I ran to Ibadan to where my sister was. I ran to Ibadan. I couldn't explain to my sister. I just told my sister that I need healing. That mi mọ bára mi ṣe ń ṣe mí. I need healing. And my sister was staying with my daddy's younger sister. This is a true life story of what happened to me. And for years I refused to overcome. I refused to come out of my shadow. But with the people that surrounded me, and the people that I told my story to, and the people that prayed for me, was the reason why I am standing. So that was actually what happened. And I remember that I trekked. See, when I was going to Ibadan, I was having 500 naira, and that was around 2018, abi 2020, no, not 2018, it was in between 2012, 13, 14. I trekked from Mushin to Oshodi because mo ń bèrè káàkiri pé I want to go to Ibadan but I don't know my way around. So I trekked from Mushin to Oshodi. I was trekking títí tí mo fi dé Berger. Then from Berger, I took a bus. Then Ibadan was 500, 600. I took a bus from Iyano. I don't know where that place is. And I found myself to Iwo Road. Then from Iwo Road, I trekked to my sister's ibi tí sister mi júwe fún mi because I was asking people where this address. I didn't have phone, so it was paper. I was making use of paper, so I trekked. So till when my sister now came to pick me up from Challenge, I trekked to Challenge. So when my sister now came to pick me up from Challenge and took me to where she was staying to, for you to know that I was fed up, but though Ghana must go, me méjì ni mo kó dání, and my sister was laughing that kí ló dé wọ́n lé ẹ ńlé ni. That was what she said. Then I just saw that I was crying because I couldn't
That your
explain.
sister was not part of those people that was molesting you.
It was, yes, it was part of those, but there is no one I can meet with. She's still my sister. So later, and I told her that, so I we reconciled, and I told her that nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ ṣe fún mi níjọ́ báyìí 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 báyìí, that ó dùn mí, but kí ló prompt yín àti ṣe fún mi. Then she started crying and say pé kí n má bínú, ibi tóun náà ti bára òun náà nìyẹn, ni pé òun náà bára òun bẹ́ẹ̀, like èèyàn kan ló ṣe fóun, òun wá feel pé kóun ṣe fún mi since tẹ́ pé mi jẹ́ blood sister ẹ̀, that she felt like she should do it with me because I'm her blood sister. So we reconciled because I really do not have a heart of to keep things for long like that. So we
How,
reconciled.
how, how do you see your how do you see your elder brother? What is your elder brother doing?
Till now I don't communicate with him. I do not communicate. We are not in talking terms. I don't talk to him.
I never apologized to you.
He has never apologized to me. He has never. To cut the long story short, so while my sister was away, she was in Ibadan. She was dating this pastor, and they were having things
Mm,
together.
okay.
They were having things together for 4 years. So I didn't have anyone. Even I was still around in Motion then, so I didn't have anyone. So it was I saw this. So later I saw this pastor as someone that was always around teenagers. All those male pastor, they were always around teenagers. He was always like female teenagers were always like always around him, talking to him, blah 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 of the thing. He knows my aunt. Then that was what I knew. He knows my aunt, and he was talking to my sister. That was all I knew. I didn't know that they were dating. So fast forward to when I was in SS2 or SS1.
You're
I was
already in
16, I
Ibadan.
was 17. What did you say?
I said you're already living in Ibadan.
Yeah, no, I already came back from Ibadan. I was now living with my mom in Yanokpaja.
Okay. Okay.
I used 3 years in Ibadan with my sister. So later I came back. School me duro. I came back because of those that trauma and everything. I came back to Lagos to meet with my mom. And do not forget that the let's say the sex urge that I was receiving from small was still there. I was sleeping
Mm,
randomly with people, with guys that
mm,
comes my way. I was sleeping. I won't lie about that. I was sleeping randomly with guys that comes my way because I felt like that is what they want. So I give it to them that okay, take this is what you want and get out. That was what I was doing. I won't lie about that.
mm,
But when I came to my mom's place, it stopped. I wasn't seeing anyone. I was just focused on my school because my school was in Oshodi and we were living in Yanokmaja. And once in a week, I have a witness for on that. Once in a week, I trek from Oshodi to Yanokmaja, Yanokmaja to Oshodi. I trek, not taking bus o. I trek because kò sówó mọ́tò, kò sówó, and my mom was struggling, kò sówó. So Now fast forward, that was when I was now like, from Yanokmaja will now go to Mushin. Mushin was our church. So we'll now go to Mushin. So this man, the pastor, I just saw that every Sunday was always giving me 1,000 naira. He would give me money, he would give me money, he would give me money. But I just felt like, thank you. You know, this man, this pastor that was always giving me money, thank you so much. So there was a day he now called me, now said I should come to his house. So I came to his house and he was asking me about my sex life. He was asking me about báwo ni kinní kan. So what he now told me was that he said he wants to be my mentor. That was what he said. He said he wants to be my mentor, he wants to guide me. So and I asked him that, okay, that's that even need mentor, because the life that I'm living, I don't like it. Randomly sleeping with men. Men are always on me. They want me. The child want to sleep with me, both married and young ones. So that was what really happened. So later on, he just said that when mentors sleep with mentee, it is not a bad thing. So me, I was not like, okay, since you are my pastor, you can guide me well. He said it is still part of guidance that they are trying to guide us so that I will not be sleeping with all the men again. That was what he said.
Oríṣiríṣi.
That was what he said.
Mhm.
So we now started sleeping with each other. I saw that
Ah,
yes, I won't cover it.
age
We
wo
started
lẹ kú
sleeping with,
báyẹn? What age?
I was 17, I was 18. 17
And the
going to
pastor was how
18.
old then? Just it, like
He
just
was he was
salary.
he was 40, 41 as at then. I think all these things, they traumatized me after when I found out the truth. But I will tell you and I will explain how I got healed and how it is affecting me presently. So now,
Mm.
when he did that, he would sleep with me. He would call me. Sometimes he would tell me to lie to my mom. Remember, I was staying with my mom. I was staying alone with my
Yeah.
mom. So he would tell me to tell my mom that I'm going for video. I'm going for youth video. Me too. I would tell my mom I'm going for youth video, and I will come. I will go straight. I will come straight to his house. So later, when I now entered University of Ibadan, he now made it worse. He made it worse. That period of NSAS, that there was no car, there was no movement.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, COVID-19. I just
Yeah.
remembered.
When you
Kò sí
mhm.
movement. I will make sure I find my way. And then the relationship was going to 4 years as at then. That was
And then
2021.
this same pastor was lying down with your sister too.
He had already dated my sister. He had already slept with my sister. Do you
And you know
understand?
she was your
He now
sister.
came to
Okay,
me.
let's continue.
He now came to me, but I did not know. My sister did not open up to me. My sister did not tell me that she already dated somebody. We don't, for you to know that we don't really talk. She doesn't talk to me. So I don't know whom she has dated or whom she has not dated. So now this pastor now came and he told me to the extent that
We
even
only have we
someone
only
that,
have like 5 minutes.
what did you say?
I said we only have like 5 minutes.
Okay. So so along the line he impregnated me, and I aborted it. So he impregnated me, I aborted it, and he placed me on course. He said a man that married me, ẹni yẹn ló máa ṣe ikú pa ọ̀tá mi. So ever since then, I've been going to churches to erase the curse. So I told my sister now, my mom now found out because he made me far away from my family. So I told my mom, because mo bá mọ́mì mi jà gan gbà yẹn pé ẹ fẹ́ kí n fẹ́ man yìí torí pé kinní. My sister now later opened up and said, mo mà ti fẹ́ ẹni yìí rí, ẹni tí bá mi sùn rí, o ò lè fẹ́, o ò lè ṣe kinní kan. So that was how it is. So my school stopped. I'm in 400 level, going to 500 level, because of school fees and everything. It stopped that I almost took my life. Everything that I did not even mention started coming, like many things started happening, and I was afraid for my life for a second, and I was thinking that suicide was it.